Imagine waking up when the world is still asleep, when the streets are quiet, the air is fresh, and the entire day is waiting for you to claim it. Now imagine that this one small habit could completely change the life of a man who had nothing, absolutely nothing. This is the story of how waking up at 5 a.m. transformed a poor man's destiny forever. Meet Ravi. He lived in a small, crowded apartment in a dusty neighborhood. Life had never been kind to him. He worked long hours at a tiny shop, earning just enough to pay rent and buy food. Every day felt like a battle, surviving, not living. Ravi had dreams, big dreams. He wanted to start his own business, learn new skills, and maybe, just maybe, change his family's life. But every evening he was too tired, and every morning he overslept. His life was a cycle: wake, work, sleep, repeat. One day, Ravi met an old friend. They talked about life, ambition, and the one thing that always came up: success. His friend said something that stuck with him: the early hours, that's where life really begins. Ravi didn't understand it at first. How could waking up a few hours early make a difference? But something inside him stirred. So he decided to try it. The first morning, the alarm rang at 5 a.m. and Ravi hit snooze again and again. But then he remembered the life he wanted, the dreams he had shelved away. He forced himself out of bed. The world was silent, just the sound of his breathing and the faint chirping of birds. He felt strangely alive. Ravi didn't know where to start, so he began small. 15 minutes of reading, writing down his goals, planning his day. It was simple, but it felt powerful. At first, it was hard. His body ached from sleep deprivation. His friends laughed at him, saying, "Why wake up so early for nothing?" But Ravi persisted. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. The order was huge, more than Ravi had ever hoped for. He was ecstatic, but at the same time, terrified. Every morning, he woke up at 5. Every morning, he did something to improve himself, learn a skill, study business, write plans. Slowly, he noticed changes. His mind felt sharper. His energy lasted longer through the day. Even his work seemed easier. But the real test came one rainy morning. Ravi had been working on a small business idea, selling handmade crafts online. He had no experience, no guidance, just determination, and those early hours he had dedicated to learning. That morning, his first big client called. For years, he had been stuck in survival mode. Suddenly, he had responsibility, pressure, and a taste of real opportunity. He wanted to quit, to run back to his comfort zone, to the safety of his old routine. But he remembered the early mornings, the hours he had spent learning, failing, and growing. He took a deep breath, smiled, and said, "I can do this." That day changed everything. The orders kept coming. His little home-based business grew. He hired helpers. He learned about marketing, networking, and finance, all because he had given himself those quiet hours in the morning to think, to plan, and to grow. Years later, Ravi looked back at his life. From a man struggling to pay rent, he became a man who could provide for his family, help his community, and live with freedom and pride. And all it took was one small habit: waking up early. He often said, "The world doesn't change because you wait. It changes because you show up before everyone else, before excuses, before fear." You see, waking up at 5 a.m. isn't just about early mornings. It's about taking control of your life when everyone else is still dreaming. It's about using quiet hours to build skills, think deeply, and plan for your future. It's about showing yourself that you are capable, disciplined, and unstoppable. Ravi's story is a reminder. Success doesn't always come from luck. It comes from the little choices you make every day, from the courage to do what's hard, even when no one is watching. So tonight, ask yourself, are you letting your mornings slip away, or are you ready to claim them? Because the first step toward changing your life might just be setting your alarm for 5 a.m. Remember, it's not magic, it's discipline, it's persistence, it's believing that your destiny is waiting and that you are ready to meet it. So wake up, start early, and watch how your life begins to change, one quiet, powerful morning at a time. If this story inspired you, hit like, share it with someone who needs motivation, and don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing stories. Remember, your destiny starts with a single choice, and it starts early.